Hey everyone, Leanne here from Kingdom Bloggers. So today I'm going to be sharing with you my July 2024 blog traffic and income report. So if you're new here, I'm Leanne. I share these reports every month just to kind of help you understand how to earn income. Well, number one, that you can generate income as a Christian blogger, but also how, like what are the things that you need to understand that have to be in place for that income to happen. Many people assume the majority of my income comes from my courses because I do teach blogging, but actually it's only a fraction, a very small fraction of my total overall income, which all comes from my faith-based content. And so I also want to share the realities of earning income as a Christian blogger in that, there's also expenses like taxes and just the things that it costs to run your blog. So I'm going to break those things down and show you month by month. And so this is going to be for July of 2024. Okay, so here's my fancy little presentation. So we are going to go here. So if you're just beginning to follow my channel, why do I show the traffic if I'm talking about income? As a Christian blogger, your income is going to be directly tied to the amount of traffic that you get to your website. And honestly, it doesn't matter how you get that traffic, whether it's ad revenue, which of course requires the traffic, or affiliate marketing, or even selling your own products. You have to have significant and consistent traffic coming to your blog that is in an organic nature. In other words, that's not like blog share thread traffic. Okay. And so I like to show the traffic in proportion to the income, just so you can kind of see how that works. So up until July, so through June, my traffic has kind of gone, keep going every month. This number was in the red. And I'm so excited. Finally, for the first time since August of 2023, my traffic is in the green for the month. So August of 2023 was the last good month. So September is when they kind of started these crazy algorithm updates and stuff that really has hurt a lot of bloggers. But in August, my traffic, my monthly traffic was about 100 and I think 20 or 30,000 a month. So I've lost almost 100,000 monthly viewers, monthly traffic to my Kingdom website. And, at first I was a little angry, but God has used this decline in traffic from Google to help me start building in other areas. I'm actually going to mention that later in the video. So it wasn't really, it's no longer I hate Google. I'm actually thankful because of where the ministry is going. So enough about that. All right. So for Kingdom Bloggers, so I do have three websites if you're new here. So the Kingdom Bloggers website is my main site. For the month of July, it was 44,587, which was up from 39,000. So I gained a little over 4,000 monthly sessions, which I am like, oh, thank you, Jesus. My PFE site, so this is a site all about prayer. It was finally up as well, 13,000, up from 11,000. Now, my Bible study printable site was down this month, which it has kind of been staying pretty steady. So, I'm not going to freak out too much about it. I know Pinterest has been kind of acting a little wompy lately, and I do get a lot of traffic from Pinterest to this site. So I'm just going to say that's where the loss came from, and hopefully back, kind of to normal in August. We'll see. Okay, moving on. So my income, oh, this says May, it should say July. So my total monthly income, so that's money actually deposited into my bank account. So not monies that companies owe me or anything, but I account for this, at least for the spreadsheet, money in the bank. So total income that came in, $48,005. Of that, ad revenue was 1,500, so 1,539. So I do have ads on all of my sites, but this is the one that's directly proportional to the traffic. I think August of last year, before the traffic decline started, it was averaging close to 4,000 a month. So I've lost a pretty good chunk of change from the ad revenue due to the traffic loss. Affiliate income, I really don't make a lot of money off of affiliate marketing. I mean, I have a few products. I'm an Amazon affiliate, and I'm an affiliate for a few products in blogging, which I rarely promote. And then the Daily Grays and like one or two other faith-based companies. But that's really it. And I don't do a lot of promoting of it. So for this, for July was $91. My product sales, I have an Etsy shop and a Gumroad shop. I actually have two Etsy shops and then a Gumroad shop. And together, these are all digital products. So the combined sales from all of those three was $329. This is pretty average. I average pretty much every month around the 300 to 325 range. Some months may go up a little, down a little, but the average is about this much. Now, although I did say I do not make the majority of my income from my blogging courses, I did have my boot camp enrollment, which is twice a year, was in July. And so that's why the teachable income is so much. So when you take that away, my total income for the month would have been quite a bit less. But the teachable income is sporadic at best. I mean, I have a few memberships that keep recurring income, but that's usually only a couple $100 a month. But this was an actual course launch, so to speak. It was for my boot camp, which is in process right now. And so $2,600, $2,676. And then my YouTube, I'm finally earning a little bit almost every month from YouTube, $177. So I literally just got monetized just a few months ago. So I'm super excited about this continuing to go up each month. So again, total monthly income for July. Again, this says May. I just forgot to change it as I was editing this, but it is July, 4805.43. Now, the part nobody talks about, my expenses for July. Again, I apologize. This says May, but it is July. So my standard monthly expenses, this is, my ConvertKit, my hosting, let's see, storage space for my Google Drive, my ChatGPT membership, stuff like that. That's literally every single month. At 300 is kind of the average, 300 to 400, unless I have any new things that I do. So $309.24. I do pay for Facebook ads. And so for the month of July, it was $148. So I do a $5 a day ad spend. And so, times however many days of the month, it ranges between $4 and $6 a day. So you say $5 ad spend, there's like a max, which doesn't go over $6. Kind of weird how they compute that. So it's not technically $5. But the total for the month that I paid to Meta was $148. Miscellaneous expenses. This is random things that come up, office supplies. If I have a annual subscription come due, things like that. So this month was low. It was $163. My tithe and charity, well, this technically isn't a bill. I added in here because of the deductions from the total amount to show you how much I actually get to take home. And also many people have asked, how do I give? Not like being nosy way, but some people want to start doing it and they just don't know how or whatever. And nobody talks about it. So I have my tithe that goes to my church. And then also a couple of charities that I have a recurring donation going to. And so as my income grows, I try to add on, like at least one new one a year that I can contribute to. And so, I'm very blessed to be able to do that every month. And then I'm in the state of Texas, so I have to remit sales tax every quarter. So this quarter it was due, which was a whole whopping $14.52. And that is really only through my Gumroad sales. So total expenses for the month, $1,423, which gives us this. So 4,805 minus 1,423 leaves me a little over $3,300 that actually is mine, that stays in my bank account that I get to keep. So yay. Again, this was a little bit higher month because of the course launch or the enrollment. So, next month it'll be back to normal. All right, so where am I going from here? And this is very important because as from month to month and you see things happening or not happening, it's always important that you evaluate the month and see what you can do better or see what new things you can do or what you shouldn't be doing anymore. So my Facebook paid ads campaign, so that is literally to get page likes for my Facebook page. And that's the $5 a day ad spend. I am going to continue with that. I think as of this morning, um, because I actually made this presentation about 2 weeks ago and then forgot about it. And that's why I'm making the video so late in the month. So sorry. But as of right now, this morning I checked it and it was actually 5,600, so 5.6. My goal is to get to the 10,000 mark. And at that point, I will reevaluate if I want to continue with the $5 or reappropriate it to some other type of ad. I don't know yet. So I am going to continue with that. And, the engagement, the closer I get to 10,000, the engagement is going up. My Facebook referral traffic has gone up significantly. Now, this next one, it says new Facebook group here. So that's my Bible study group. So I have a Facebook page and I have a Facebook group. The page, I share links to blog content, of course, to generate traffic. I also just have engaging posts. It's not all blog links. And so the engagement is going up from there, but also the traffic referral from the links that I do share is also increasing as my Facebook follower count increases. So that's why I'm trying to get to 10,000. So the Facebook group, though, has been a really great endeavor so far. So I launched it at the beginning of July. So July was the first month. I've actually been looking at it so far this month in August, and it's continuing to go up as well. And so this is where I've posted a few videos about this. Creating a Bible study Facebook group. You can't create a Facebook group just for the purpose of sharing links. The group has to have a purpose. And so doing it as a Bible study group, an interactive Bible study where you lead a lesson in the group, and the lessons, the content is actually on your blog. So it's like blog content. And so doing it in a very strategic manner, which is what I've done. And I will actually link that video down in the notes for anyone who wants to see that. Has increased my referral traffic. It's up 54%. And when I go and look at which links, like which URLs that traffic is coming from, it's all the Bible study landing page link. And so that has been a very fruitful idea so far. So we'll see how it continues to grow. Content wise, I'm focused on Bible study type content. SEO for my site specifically, I'm not really focusing on SEO moving forward. Now, I do think newer blogs should put some effort into it to kind of establish that foundation for Google in case Google ever writes itself. But for my unique situation with my sites, they are much older. They were more established and got hit pretty hard. I am focusing on the Bible study content. And I mentioned at the beginning of the video that I'm really not mad that Google took all my traffic away because I was relying on it and I wasn't growing and I wasn't really, although I was getting more traffic to the website, which means more people were coming and seeing God's word, the ministry itself wasn't growing. Like I was just continuing to do the same things over and over. And because of that traffic loss, I had to step outside the box, think in a little more creative way to reach people and get traffic. And that's where the Facebook Bible study group kind of came into play. But my content specifically, instead of doing keyword research to find Google search topics, I've really been diving more into the Bible study type content, devotional, stories, things like that, creating questions, and then writing actual Bible studies and then sharing them on Pinterest and Gumroad and just all the places. This has been very, very fruitful. I am actually, aside from getting more traffic from it, the engagement on the content, so like when people leave comments, the amount of shares, things like that, has gone up significantly as compared to my older SEO content when it was getting traffic. And so I am staying focused on simple Bible study content. For YouTube, I did actually, so I have two YouTube channels. One is monetize, which is the blogging tutorials, like the one you're watching this video on. And then earlier this year, I launched a faith one. So it kind of in tandem with my Bible studies where it's, Bible bits for women, just me sharing daily devotionals, things like that. And as of this morning, actually, I've launched a third one, which I am testing out making faceless AI generated type videos. So I will keep you posted on that. I just wanted to try it and see how well it can do and what things I can learn from that as compared to what I'm doing on the regular faith channel. But I am going to be ramping up. My goal for this next month is to publish at least two blogging related videos, possibly four, because I should be sending out one a week. So, but a minimum of two per month, four would be ideal. So one a week. And then for my faith channel, which is not yet monetized, at least, so I do a short every day. I do that 7 days a week, but regular, like long form content, I'm trying to get at least 2 to 3 videos out every single week. So far, I've been able to stay on that schedule. So I'm really hoping to get monetized by July, or I'm sorry, by December. My goal is to put as much effort into this channel as possible to see if I can reach the subscriber count and reach the watch hours count by the end of this year. So we'll see how that goes. Let's see. The new YouTube channel, the second one, not the one I started today, but it barely started maybe 2, 3 months ago. And so for July alone, I gained 139 followers or subscribers and 110 public watch hours. So yay. And then with my Convert Kit, I started this about 2 months ago. So I have my regular blogging tips email and regular faith, which is, it's kind of a devotional email that links back to a blog post. I was doing that every Monday. Well, my readers wanted more devotional content. And so I've added a third email, which is a second for the faith content. So Monday is one blogging, one faith. And now on Wednesdays, a devotional email goes out. It's real simple, links to a devotional piece of content on my site. And because of this additional email every week, my email referral traffic, so the amount of blog sessions I get that generate from my email list, which is the goal of your email list, has gone up quite a bit. Now, I do also I send everything on Monday or Wednesday, and then I do a resend to those who didn't open it for all three of those sometime over the weekend. And so doing that resend to unopened really helps increase those sessions as well. And so that's pretty much it. As I was saying before about God leading my ministry in a different direction. So, and I think this is really important for many of you to hear. Like when Google did what it did, everyone's like, oh my gosh, blogging's over. I should just give up. But what you really need to do is, if what you're doing right now is not working, number one, you're probably just not doing it right. Like if you're trying to if you're trying to build a fruitful blog, like get traffic and all that, but you really haven't taken the time to truly learn the basics and how it works, then that's probably why it's not working. It's not because what you're doing or whatever, it's how you're doing it. You really need to understand the mechanics of how it works in this space as far as growth, organic, natural growth, and how to do it without spending a ton of money, because there are so many things that they tell you you need that you really don't need. But beyond the mechanics of it, the physical part, if you're going in one direction and suddenly it gets cut from you, maybe that's your sign that God's saying, I want you to do something else. I'm trying to guide you over here. And that was the case with me. Like I said, SEO has been the foundation. Everything, every piece of content was, kind of created around SEO. And I just felt that God was telling me, you've built this foundation. It's working over here, but I'm going to take a little of it back from you, because oftentimes we become complacent, and I want to say a lack of gratitude in a way, maybe not outright, maybe it's subconsciously, but we just start taking it for granted. And I was taking for granted at some level the amount of traffic, like it was just coming. And of course I was teaching others and it was working for them and everything was great until it wasn't. And so I feel that God was telling me, look, you've built this foundation, you've gotten my word into the Google space, and you're helping others to do that. But now I want to stretch you some more. And y'all, I am stretched out like an old trash bag at this point. Like God has just stretched me like, Play-Doh, that silly putty stuff we used to play with as kids. And I'm like, okay, I'm stretched enough, God. And he's like, no. So for the first almost 6 years now of the Kingdom Bloggers ministry, my ministry has been exclusively teaching those who know God's word. So I was such a new Christian at the time, and I was still learning and growing stronger in my walk with God and things like that. But my gift was understanding all this tech stuff. Like, I don't know how, but I just do. It's kind of like those people who wake up from a coma and just fluently speak Japanese or something, right? They never took a class. And before the coma, they were only English. Like weird things happen. That's kind of how I feel about how I understand all this stuff. Because I never understood this kind of stuff when I was younger. And then just one day, like I understood it. And God said, now go teach these people how to use their gift of the word and things like that. So anyway, but he's like, okay, you've done that. You're confident. It was building my confidence, which I really needed at that time. And he's like, now I want you to start actually ministering to people. I want you to be the person who is being a digital disciple, sharing my message with others. Like you've done great in teaching those who already knew how to do it in the digital space. But now I want you to do it. And this was something I've never like and never dreamed of wanting to do, for one, but also just the idea of it. Like I'm not an ordained minister. I'm not any of those things. I'm just me. And God says, yes, but I called you. And so I'm like, oh, good God. And so taking the turn into spending more time learning to write Bible studies, leading them in a Facebook group setting, kind of taking these new leaps of faith, if you will. And, it's been very rewarding. So I share this with you for anyone who is struggling or feeling like you're being pulled and tugged and you're like, I just don't know where I fit in this. Just spend some time with God and let him mold you and guide you. So when one area that you're just, how they say, hell bent on making it work, it's just not going to work. God's like, no, I literally just shut that door, stop trying to open it. Like that's what God is saying to you. Google's chaos might be that for you as it was for me. So anyway, just some things to ponder. That is all I have for this video. Again, I apologize for it getting out late this month, but I made the presentation, which I totally forgot to change some stuff. And then I forgot to actually record the video. So I'm recording it today and it is still August 19th. So my apologies. If you have any questions at all, please drop those comments below or hop over to my Facebook group and I would be happy to answer them there and help you kind of get on your way. So, all right, everyone, have a great week and God bless. Bye-bye.